Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about NNDM stock and how it could surge because the CEO of Nano Dimension has recently had an interview regarding their merger and acquisition plans. The full Nano Dimension interview will be linked down below in the description, and the video you see in the background is actually my Nano Dimension investor presentation guide, and that video will also be linked down below. Like this video right now for more NNDM stock updates, comment down below how many Nano Dimension stocks you own, subscribe to the channel for more NNDM stock news, and let's make you some free money with WeBull. WeBull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies, but right now you can get 2 free stocks with WeBull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account, and you can get a second free stock, which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. It is always good to remember that Nano Dimension has the only technology in the world that is using 3D printing technology that prints 2 materials at once. One material is the dielectric and the other is a conductive material, which are used in tandem to create nano-sized complex electronic devices. Nano Dimension has combed through 85 companies using Carl Square and Needham for acquisition guidance in the United States and in Europe. The types of companies that NNDM will merge with are split into 2 categories. The first type of acquisition company is Type A, and they will be in the traditional high-end PCB industry, which also provides services for the defensive, medical, aerospace, and aviation communities. Nano Dimension is willing to spend between $50 and $200 million for each Type A company that they want to acquire. Now, on the other hand, Type B companies will be smaller acquisition merger targets with a unique take on 3D printing manufacturing, so that NNDM can acquire their ideas and technology, which will allow Nano Dimension to integrate that technology into their future products. For a Type B company, Nano Dimension is willing to spend between $2 million and $50 million to acquire each Type B company. News of an official merger with either a Type B or a Type A company could take NNDM stock to its next 52-week high, so I am very excited about these merger talks. Basically, Type A companies will be for mass manufacturing, and Type B companies will help further their technological development so they don't have to waste money on research and development. This is a very genius plan because instead of Nano Dimension wasting money in research and development costs, they would rather just buy another company that has unique complementary technology to their own, and that way Nano Dimension also gets the network of that new company and their existing customer base. In this interview, the CEO of Nano Dimension goes on to say that these companies will not be bought fully in cash, which is both good and bad. Even though Nano Dimension clearly has enough capital to buy another company outright, financing this deal makes more sense due to the low interest rates right now, so it would actually be beneficial for Nano Dimension to take out a loan and not use all of their cash. Nano Dimension CEO goes on to say that SPAC companies or SPAC companies in the United States are way too expensive for Nano Dimension at their current valuations, which is why they are mainly looking to acquire a European company first until the prices in the United States subside. The CEO also mentions how surprised he was that Nano Dimension's revenue was not lower during this time of hardship, which is a great indication that when things get better, Nano Dimension should be able to increase their revenue relatively easily, and thus in turn that will boost the NNDM stock price higher. This has actually proven NNDM's business model because they sold only a few machines, so the majority of their revenue came from selling their inks to clients who had already bought machines. So once NNDM sells more machines, the business model will actually be self-sustaining, where most of their revenue will not come from selling the 3D printers themselves, but from selling their inks to already established customers. These inks get used up or they can expire because these special inks only have a shelf life of 1 year, so if you don't use them up quickly, they will become useless, so customers will have to buy more. This also does not include the new machines that are coming out over the next few years, which I talked about in the video linked below. And the last time a new machine came out, 70% of Nano Dimension's customers bought their new machine. On top of that, Nano Dimension has their own service where companies can contract NNDM to produce specialty parts for them. Nano Dimension also has mandatory maintenance contracts with all of the clients who have bought their machines, so they have to pay Nano Dimension a fee for maintenance or a warranty, so NNDM has 4 total sources of revenue. The CEO of Nano Dimension also says that revenues will start to rocket up. My guess is around 2023, where they will be extremely close to profitability, and who knows, with these merger acquisitions, Nano Dimension will reach profitability faster because they are not only acquiring a company, but also all of those companies' customers as well. This gradual increase in revenue and potentially profitability could cause the NNDM stock price to surge. Another thing that will help with revenue is that Nano Dimension's new 3D printing Dragonfly machine will come out in the middle of this year. The new model is in its alpha stage and it's just about to enter its beta before being put out for purchase. Nano Dimension is actually going to move on from just making the next model to making a whole new system, and this system is not really meant for prototyping or making proof of concept models. It's actually going to start full-fledged production of mass quantities, which is exactly what Nano Dimension is going for. Some of Nano Dimension's existing defense and military customers are actually using Nano Dimension's current prototyping machines for full-fledged production. So Nano Dimension wants to make a new system that can create better outputs for these customers. Nano Dimension has numerous advantages over traditional manufacturers. For instance, Nano Dimension has a great price advantage compared to traditional manufacturers because normally the more complex a piece of equipment is, the more expensive it gets. But Nano Dimension can make a simple 2-layered circuit board and a complex 40-layered circuit board for the same price if we exclude the amount of ink that it takes to create, which is an astounding price and cost advantage, which would also make Nano Dimension a cost leader in their respected field, thus further inflating the Nano Dimension stock price. The market has pulled back recently, so many people are down on a plethora of stocks, including Nano Dimension, but if we get a merger or acquisition news soon, it's going to surge very high. If you believe in the company, you hold the stock. If you don't believe in the company, wait for another surge, sell, and get out. But what do you all think? Comment down below your thoughts. Remember to like this video right now for NNDM stock. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.